Hi, this is Zach Meir with US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 19th of January. Starting off with AMC Entertainment, where it looks as though the overall pattern here is of a rebound off a broadening triangle in place on the daily chart since last May. Narrow bear trap for the start of January, which is a positive, and then pushing towards the 50-day moving average at $3.05. Above that 50-day line, we're looking for hopefully for a retest of late November resistance just towards the $5 level, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Stop loss, probably the initial January resistance around $2.39 on an end of day close basis. Next situation is one which is looking quite healthy, or has looked rather healthy, in the sense that totally overshot the runway on the upside. We were looking for the top of a rising June trend channel from last year towards the $10.50 level, but have gapped right through that particular target area. Now we can upgrade the situation to a September 2019 resistance line projection, currently promising a target towards $20.50, and that's valid really while we hold above the support to date of today's session around $13.29, but hopefully one can tighten up that stop loss as the days progress later this week. But $20 plus looks to be on the cards for Acrs at the moment. Bngo has had plenty of airtime here over recent days and weeks, and you can see why. We've had the shares now trying to break through the $9, will sustain the $9 area, which was one of the targets that we had, one of the resistance lines there from 2019. Above $9 on an end of day close basis, basically today's intraday low. We could see a new leg up for the shares up towards $14 or even $15 by the end of next month. At this stage, only really well below the initial January resistance at $7.24. Really delaying the upside scenario. Onto a stock which I have sort of chuckled about, given that BlackBerry doesn't sound like a name for the 2020s. It sounds like a name more for the 2000s or the noughties. But anyway, here we've got a resistance line projection on the daily chart from December 2019. That's promising a near-term target, maybe over the next 2 to 4 weeks, as high as $13.30, and that's valid while we hold above the late November resistance, or initial December resistance rather, at $9.69. If you're a fan of the stock and looking for greater highs, the best case scenario target over the next 2 to 3 months would be that March 2020 resistance line projection, currently promising a target towards $22. And that would be maybe by the end of March. Moving along to a newer name. Here is stock which I don't recall looking at here before, but Ctxt is the next situation, gapping through the resistance of September around the $6.40 level, and certainly while we're above today's intraday low to date at $7.30 on an end of day close basis, the shares could hit the top of that rising trend channel from September 2019 rather, as high as $12 by the end of next month. In fact, only really back below the floor of the gap, and that broken resistance line from last year, the beginning of last year, at $6, really delaying the upside scenario after the very strong price action we have seen today. Foresight Autonomous rather, is the next situation, and here we've got the shares, another one overshooting the runway, the previous target around $9.30, and an end of day close above that could take the shares up towards the top of that February 2020 resistance line projection, currently promising a target as high as $13.50, perhaps as soon as the end of next month on Foresight. Another stock which has had plenty of airplay here and is clearly a bit of a market favorite now is Gevo. Here we've blasted through all the various targets that we had. One of them was around $7. The next one was around $8.75 and above $8.75, and today's support area. We're looking forward hopefully to a February resistance line projection from last year as high as $15 as soon as the end of next month. So plenty to look forward there on Gevo. GameStop, arguably one of the most followed stocks at the moment on the US market, and here we're taking a look at where it is now. We had a previous broadening triangle target around $33, above that particular resistance line there from August, and the $33 area, looking forward hopefully towards a target as high as $53 by the end of next month. If you're trying to tighten up the stop loss at end of day close, probably below the $35, $36 level would do the trick. $36.64 being today's intraday low, so sub 36 probably the safest area to allow a bit of wiggle room. On to a less familiar situation, Inuv. And here we've got a gap through resistance, and also, the gap through the initial January and also July and August resistance areas, just below the $80 level mark, so above 77 cents. We're looking at this being a very bullish picture, hopefully heading up towards the resistance line projection there from June 2019, promising a target as high as $1.50 as soon as the end of next month. Stop loss ideally below the end of day close, but back below 90 cents. And if you can obviously can afford one below 80 cents, that would be even safer on Inuv at the moment. But $1.50 the potential target there. Stock which sounded like it meant business from the first time I heard of it was Lithium Americas, in the right sort of space. And here we're just about to hit the target that we had, technical target there towards $31, hopefully by the end of this month. And the upside value is certainly while we hold above the intraday low of today at the moment, around $23.54. If you're looking for the next potential target here, probably that would be towards the line of resistance I'm just drawing now, which could promise as high as $45 perhaps as soon as the end of March. But let's see how we get or how we perform getting to $30 plus initially. Just a few situations to go now. The first one is one which is again a relatively new one, Resn. Here we can see that had a gap through the initial January resistance at $3.96 and sorry, at $5.08, and while we're above that on an end of day close basis, looking towards a late June 2019 resistance line projection target as high as $10, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. And while we remain above $5, the bull argument certainly looks quite attractive at Resn. One of the more frequent flyers back again, Age Eagle Aerial Systems. Here we've got the shares easily breaking one of our previous targets around $8.80, and last week's resistance around $11.38. End of day close above $11.38. We're hopefully looking towards a resistance line projection from June last year up to $15 as soon as the end of this month. A couple of stocks to go now. Xone is the first of them. Here we've clearly broken the old September resistance at $16.43, above that on an end of day close, hoping for a top of May 2019 price channel target as high as $22.50. Perhaps as soon as the end of this month, but looking for that hopefully by the end of February at the latest. Finishing off with stock which is something of a lucky mascot here. It's sort of very small ticket share price that we started off with, sub 20p during November, and after a bit of volatility, we've seen Zomedica take out the $1 area, or the 90 cents area at least, that resistance line there from May 2019, just over the last few days. And while we're above the 90 cents area, looking for a retest of the recent January resistance at $1.50, and after that up towards $1.80 or 90, hopefully by the end of February. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.